Welcome, fellow explorers, to the Friendly Forest. We're going to be expanding to the sea. We're going to be exploring the seaside and what's inside its waters. Let's go see what treasures we can find. Hear that? That's seaweed popping as I step on it. Now these are bladder wrack seaweed. These you would find holding onto rocks, as we can see if we go to the bottom. You can see it's holding onto a rock so that when the ocean moves it with the strong waves, it wouldn't fall off, but it would stay stuck to the rock. Help! 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 No! Kelp! This is kelp. I already stretched this out all the way. You can see just how long this seagrass is. And this would be actually the diet of some types of animals that would eat this. It's a very chewy, it actually feels almost like cooked noodles. So maybe, for the creatures in the sea, this is their noodles. Some types of crustaceans are lobsters, shrimp, crabs, those are types of crustaceans. Now, barnacles are actually a type of crustacean. Now, the outer part is actually much like its shell in like a lobster, and the actual animal would be inside it. Now, these ones are probably actually still living. They actually have a mouth, if you look up close, that would open when covered in water after the tide comes in again. Then they would feed on tiny little microorganisms in the water. You can find these at low tide all over rocks, and sometimes even on sea creatures such as whales. This is a crab claw. Now, it feels awful heavy, and I think there is meat in it still. The seagulls must have missed it. Seagulls feed on crabs, actually. All along the beach, there's shells such as this one here. And you can see they're empty, plain empty. They ate all the meat out of it. This one's actually quite fresh. The eyeballs are still in it. And the seagull missed the meat in the claw, because these are probably harder to get into. It got a little bit into this part, the opening. Let's look at some crab meat. There's a seagull calling to me. I got some crab meat. Here you see it's very, very wet. What if I open it up some more? See if I can get this joint. Very tough shell. You can see the meat in here. And the meat is actually a muscle, just like our muscles. Crab meat is the crab's muscle. This is what seagulls feed on. The fun thing about going on the seashore is you'll never know what treasures and creatures you'll find. Find shells, old pieces of boats, maybe even ships from hundreds of years ago. This looks like it's been here for a long time. It's rusted, and you can see the holes where a nail would have maybe gone. Maybe this is from like a big ship. Piece of a pipe. Feathers would fall off a seagull when they preen their feathers. And when you preen their feathers is when they take their beak into their oil glands and spread the oil throughout their feathers, and so that they are waterproof. The oil makes them waterproof. That is what preening their feathers are. We'll show you these lowbush cranberries. So you see down here, these are also known as lingonberries. Down the cliff. Oh. Okay. We are down. I see some sort of egg over there. Or something. Let's go see what it is. We're gonna pick that up. People leave garbage everywhere, and it's horrible for the ocean. So if you see garbage at the beach, pick it up. This is a tidal pool. And this shrimp wasn't so lucky. Poor little guy. You can see its little eyeballs there. Periwinkle. This is an old bar. It's very heavy. I can't even hardly lift it. It happened to end earlier than planned. A storm is coming on the seaside. And so we will continue another time. We have not been able to see any crabs yet. And we have not been able to see fish or whales yet. But next time, we'll see some. Windy. Okay. Rose bushes, thorns. Gotta get back to shelter.